morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Wood. This is the Morning Wood where you get wooded good because that wood is so good. Oh, yes, it is. All right, this is Monday morning, day after the Bowls of Supers. And Kansas City Chiefs won. I'm glad because San Francisco put the Packers out of the playoffs. So I was happy that they lost. Fuck them. I know Landon's next to the 49ers, but fuck them. But anyways, we are today joined, of course, by Mr. Wonderful himself, Landon. No, how you doing, brother?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude from your friendly secular astronomer. And hello there, great Pimpmunk.
Hello. We're also joined by the beautiful, lovely Miss Modern Medusa. What's up?
Hey, so I literally just realized that I don't have my nice camera plugged in, so you're dealing with shitty audio and shitty fucking camera now.
That's okay. You make up for it. So.
Yeah.
There we go.
No matter what camera.
There we go. I'm hearing myself back, though. Echo there. Got a little echo.
Not me. I don't know.
That's from Medusa.
Oh, it is me? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was just a little bit. But anyways, we're also joined by, of course, as always, my lovely co-host, Missy Elliott. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm all right.
It's not really Missy Elliott, by the way.
No, it's not.
I just call her that because her name's Missy, and I can't stand the rain on my window. Anyways, we're also joined by the hand with the man up my ass, Mr. Lovely Producer Man, Booleanenator. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Not much is going on my end.
And Animaster's a no-show today, so fuck his little pussy ass.
Oh, fuck.
You probably partied too hard.
He probably. Yeah, a lot of people party on Super Bowl weekend. I don't. I just watch it.
Animants partying? What?
Yeah, that's another thing. He probably didn't have him. He's probably just overslept. But anyway, yeah, I don't.
One this year, right? He's 21.
Yeah, he's 21.
I hung out with a bunch of Canadians and we drank some nice wine and ate some healthy snacks.
There you go. I ate lasagna. Healthy.
I made a whole bunch of munchies. I made like pigs in a blanket and spinach artichoke dip, and
They squeal when you put them in the blanket.
they do. And then I made spanakopita. I
I don't know what that is.
It's I don't know if it's. I don't think it's Greek, but
Sounds like Mexican jizz.
no, it's phyllo dough and
Oh my
spinach
God.
and cheese. Like
so jealous.
they're so good, and
I
I
love this shit.
that like if you've never had like phyllo dough is an experience on its own. Like there's nothing in the world like phyllo dough. Like it's
Oh,
just
really?
delicious.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to get off my chest this morning
Yeah.
because I caused a stir the other night.
You did.
I did. I said, fuck it. I was bored. I went into Shabisky's chat room and he was like, come on, man. Come on the show with me. Come on. And Red Eye was on there with him. And Red Eye was like, are you sure? Red Eye was like, when Pimpmunk goes to people's shows, he tends to take over and tends to be crazy. And he's like,
Literally
yeah.
told him that 20 minutes before you came on. He was like, Pimp once went on Steve McRae's show, and I kept telling him, don't do it, but he went.
Yeah, so I went on there, and of course, I was doing my thing, and I was being crazy, and I was reacting to chat, and I was telling jokes, and I did say I went into the edge mode as I do at times, and I went into racial humor. Yes, I did. I said the N-word. And also, but listen, not only did I say the N-word, I said honky, cracker, spit, queer, faggot. I said every offensive word I could possibly think of. But the only word that they got pissed off at was the N-word.
Hard or soft?
It was hard.
The way that it came up was someone in the chat had said that he had used the soft R word.
Yeah, because I was talking to one of the dudes that was in there, and I said, nigga, please, or something like that. And they said, oh, Pimp, you use the soft. I was like, that's right, because I don't like to say the word nigger. I would never say nigger ever would I say nigger, because I don't like the word nigger. That's what I said. Mm-hmm. And then I went on to say spit, cheek, wetback, cracker, honky. I talked about everybody. And And then it started like a 45-minute to an hour argument in the chat room. People were pissed off, angry, but here's the thing that I don't care if people got pissed off. That I'm not caring about. I don't care if people got pissed off. I was proud of something. I had a moment of pride because young Shabisky said, "Listen here." He said, and he started talking about George Carlin. And he went into this thing, and I was proud of this young man because he knew what the fuck he was talking about, and he put them in their place with the George Carlin line. And I liked it. So I didn't give a fuck if they got mad. I don't give a two wet shit.
And it was really only like 2 people that were really angry about it. Everyone else knew that Hemp was using it in a form of context that was not racial.
Yes.
Like he was not insulting someone. He just said the word. He wasn't pointing it at someone. He wasn't directing it towards someone. He just said the word.
I don't care. See, everybody else. See, that's the thing, Landon. The funny thing was everybody else was explaining it for me, and I'm sitting here not explaining it because I don't feel like I need to explain it.
He shouldn't have to because it was apparent. It really was.
But in terms of I was not there, so I don't know what the motivations of the people that were offended. But there's a couple of syndromes that I think are going around, and it's a form, I think, of an illness. One is are people who believe they have the absolute right to not be offended. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if these are people but there are people that an offense is like something, you offend them and they'll be crying the next day, and then they'll tell a whole bunch of people who will come saying, you upset so-and-so and you upset so-and-so, right? That's one item. The other one are people who have want to become self-important by being virtuous, or showing how much they can outdo the virtue of somebody else and be, let's say, outraged about a word, right? As an example. So they're not offended. They're trying to become holier than thou. Yeah. They're trying to become more, elite or more woke or whatever term you want to use. And I think both are illnesses of a form. I encountered somebody where what I said to them, they asked me, do I believe in extraterrestrials? And I said, what in the hell does it matter what I believe? Yeah. The universe doesn't care. Why should anyone care what I believe? And that somehow offended this person to the point where they were crying and blah, blah, blah the next day and all those things. So people like that think they have the right to not be offended need to listen to Lenny Bruce. They need to listen to George Carlin. They need to listen to other greats of
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, absolutely, right? But Pim, you're right. In San Francisco, which is a really sort of stand-up comedy mecca, the police used to sit around waiting for Lenny Bruce to come on stage, say a word like shit, and then they'd arrest him for indecency.
Yeah.
And then people would show up. It got to the point where people would show up and say, Lenny Bruce is going to be here. He's going to be arrested at this time, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. And it's fun. It's so weird that this day and age, we still are so offended by words. And of course, it's all about context. Like Missy was trying to explain, it is about context. But when they were all, arguing with these people trying to explain the joke, I'm sitting here, I am not going to do that because I'm not going to explain my joke to you.
No.
Well, that's the thing too. One of the people that were complaining about it the most, I know this kid. I've been in Shab's chat for months, and this kid has been in there every single time I'm in there. So I've gotten to know him, and he says some of the most offensive crap to everyone.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody.
So for him to be offended by that one and that takes such a stance against that, and it's like the things I've seen you say to other people, and you're really flipping out about this to the point where we have to have an hour-long discussion about what Pimp meant by it. Like, it's ridiculous.
The thing about it is that most people think they're open-minded. Most people think they're tough-skinned and thick-skinned until they're put in a situation themselves. Now, I always tell everybody who hangs with me, or at one point, and I've told Landon this, I've told everybody this, at one point, I am going to offend you. I know this. At one point in our relationships, I am going to irritate you and piss you off. And why? Because I try to.
Yes. It's part of being a communicator.
Up, you're not doing anything right. Like,
yeah. But, go for it. And because I had somebody who, they came to me and they said, do you realize you're supporting somebody that talks about shoving things up people's butts and grabbing breasts and that sort of thing? And it was like, do you realize what you're doing? Now, and it was kind of funny because I was sitting there going like, well, what's the big deal? I'm not doing it. I don't do that. He does. What's and there's another stand-up comedian that I support. Isaac Butterfield, and one of the things he told me, he says, I will never, ever apologize for a joke.
Nope. I won't either.
And that's another way of, that's even sort of explaining, saying, well, this is what I'm really He will make jokes out of people being offended by his jokes.
Yeah. See, the thing about it, I heard Joe Rogan say one time, and this is fucking brilliant. When we're a comedian, when they tell a joke, they're trying to make you laugh. Now, if you don't laugh, that's on you. Their fucking job, their point to everything they do is to try to make you laugh. They're trying to do a good thing. Now, whether you're offended by what they say, that is on you. That is not on them. Now, and yes, I know I say things that I shouldn't say sometimes, but that's why I do it.
Well, and my thing about is when people get offended over words, you getting offended by a word like that only gives that word power.
That's what
if you cease to be offended by it, it ceases having that power, and eventually it won't even be funny to say it on it, and we'll move on. Get on with progress, man.
Yeah, and again, I very well put. I extremely well put. And if I could add to what you said, again, I don't know the context of this thing because I wasn't there other than the chat, so I don't know about these two people. But again, I think you should be offended by racism, not by words that you consider racist.
Yes.
You should be offended by sexism, not by a sexist remark.
And also, you also need to understand what the person is doing. Like with me, I am, most of the time when I say this shit, I am making fun of racists.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard the song by Filthy Frank? I don't even know what it's called. It's like some southern, he's like acting like a southern boy, and he's just like going hard, like, I fuck my sister, and then I fuck my mom, and then all this racist stuff. And it's like, could someone actually hear that and be offended? Like, oh, is this guy serious? Like, no, you fucking idiot. It's a parody.
Yeah, and that's another thing. And you think about it, right? I'm from the South. I never get pissed off when people make fun of people from the South. Never. I don't care. It doesn't bother me because I know it's a joke.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, it's one of the go-to like things to make fun of Americans is make fun of Southerners.
Yeah, I mean but there goes hypocrisy. There shows hypocrisy. It's okay to make fun of certain type of people, but not other certain type of people.
Yeah,
exactly.
And to me, that is more racist than anything because you're saying black people don't have a sense of humor. You're saying black people can't handle a fucking joke. Most of the black people I knew, and let me tell you something, I know a lot of black people. I grew up with the motherfuckers. I have sexual relations with them.
You do. It's true.
The majority of my women are black. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that shit.
I have heard.
They all know my sense of humor. I make those jokes in front of Hannibal and Monty, and they fucking laugh their asses off at it.
Yeah.
Why? Because they aren't stupid.
not stupid. You are very right. They are not stupid.
It does take, I don't know, it does take a very, like, unintelligent person to be offended at, like, such little things. Like, you can be book smart all you want, like, with your, like, liberal education or whatever, but...
Mm-hmm. Especially when it's coming from Pimp. Like,
it's usually not black people to get mad, though. It's usually white girls.
Right?
Yeah, because it's people that try to feel self-important, that I can become more offended by stuff and more virtuous, right? It's a really hypocritical form of virtual signaling. And again, you should be offended by racism, not by racist words. You should be offended by sexism, not by sexist words or other sorts of things. So focus on the real problem, not on the trappings and appearances, and don't try to make yourself out to be important by becoming offended.
Yes, because if you look to be offended, you're going to be offended.
Yeah.
If you're out there trying to be offended, you're going to be offended. You just gotta be fun. Don't be anti-humor.
I disagree with what Bull said. Like, don't give that word power. Why? It's a word. You know, it's like, why are you letting it take up that much space in your head and that much negativity?
Right.
Well, it's a lot of the younger people are taught. A lot of younger people are taught that you can't say this word, you can't do this, you can't be this, you can't do that, because other people. It's honestly teaching people to be pussies.
Yeah,
I've seen, like, my kids. They're friends. They don't care.
Yeah.
I don't, like, the younger generation right now, they don't care. At least the ones I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's getting better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, moving on from that. But the main point or reason I brought it up was not that the point that people got offended. I was actually proud of Shabisky. That was the main point. Shabisky showed he showed up for that. And he really had he brought up Carlin. He did a good job of handling the situation, and I'm proud of him for that. But anyways, moving on.
Shabisky is good folk. I've also put a plug in there.
He's dumb as hell. He dumb as hell, but he good people.
I love my Shabby.
He's got some smarts up there in his noggin.
He dumb as ass.
He does. Like, I know everyone picks on him, and everyone says
he's dumb as ass.
I know, but, like, I've been hanging out with this kid for.
He's not a kid.
Now. I know, but you know.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's kind of a kid.
Sorry, from the old guy.
Kind of a kid, okay? Like, you have to
he's
kind of like guide him along.
Old.
I know, but you still have to help him sometimes, okay?
Yes.
He doesn't know a lot. He knows things and stuff. It's just not a lot of things and stuff.
30-year-old.
Okay?
I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it's his act.
And he is you just can see he's got a good heart.
I think a lot of it's an act for him. A lot of it, I think.
I don't know. Some of it may be.
Yeah. But see, there's a difference between being knowledgeable and being smart.
Yes.
I think he plays it up a little bit, but like, he does know. Like if you listen to him, like
he showed a sign of intelligence then.
Like he does. He's a smart guy. Like people don't give him enough credit.
I agree with you. I think he is a smart guy. He just doesn't have a good. He doesn't have as large of a knowledge base as you might expect. But also, I think to be a good comic, you've got to be smart. You got to be quick. You got to be agile.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, some of the most brilliant people I've met are comics.
I'm brilliant.
And by the way, Pimpmunk, what did I say when I met you the first time?
Oh, tell me to drop the dumb country boy act. You wasn't buying it. Yeah.
Yeah. But as I said, as I say, the smartest person that I met by far was Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And I'm putting up next to people like Hawking and Feynman and so forth.
Really?
His brain operated at a pace that was just.
Oh yeah, you could tell.
I mean,
amazing.
I always thought he was brilliant, but like at Hawking's level brilliant.
Absolutely, the dude
Yeah.
was just fast
I would put him there because like his first stint on when he was on Happy Days and did Mork and Mindy and that stuff, a lot of that was improv right from his head. A lot.
Well, he was
Really?
the king of improv. He was the king of improv.
I remember growing up watching Mork and Mindy. My mom watched it all.
Mork was a character he made up in an improv one night, and the writers of Happy Days said, "Hey, we want to put you on for Happy Days as a guest appearance," and then later on they gave him his own series with Pam Dauber as Mork from Orson.
Yeah.
Orson.
I have to say one of my story was that he was an avid amateur astronomer, and there was a time we went up to Fremont Peak, and I was doing the planet, showing people planets, and so I came to and I said, well, here's Uranus, and he said, oh look, Landon's afraid to say Uranus, and then launched into the 20-minute riff of just joke after joke or joke, I was crying and laughter as he just took off on that thing, and ever since then, when I see planet Uranus, I think of Robin Williams, because again, that and in improv, you have to read your audience, you have to know a lot of stuff, and you got the timing and delivery and the accent stuff means you got to have a lot of upstairs in order to do it well. So
yeah, you can tell. I mean,
that's why I like to watch you, Pimpmunk.
I appreciate a lot
upstairs.
I appreciate it. Well, speaking of Robin Williams, I mean, I watched what's that show called where the dude, the Lipton guy, used to interview people.
Lipton guy?
Lipton.
Yeah, his name was Lipton. His last name was.
I thought you were referring to like some guy that
They were over the acting, they were over the acting college in New York or whatever. I don't know what it was. Anyways, he interviewed Robin Williams, and Robin Williams took a woman's scarf and did an hour, like almost an hour of fucking improv with a fucking scarf.
Yeah.
It was
I love
very
Robin Williams.
Inside the Actor's Studio. That's the name of it.
Oh.
Yes.
I met him when I was in the womb. I'm proud of that.
What part did you make?
And when it was on, the people talk about, directing him on movies. They would just sort of give him the general gist of the scene and just let him go, and they just film and say, okay, just film.
Yeah, I love to watch him do improv.
I mean, like Good Morning Vietnam was, again, that's all improv.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. It was awesome. Anyways, moving on from that, one more thing before we get into any kind of articles or anything. Last night, the halftime show. Okay, two things about the halftime show. First of all, people who are calling this the greatest halftime show of all time, are you on drugs? I don't understand. I mean, I remember when the Rolling Stones did the halftime show, and it was fucking way better. First of all, Shakira was lip syncing. She was lip syncing. That's not a good show. That's lip syncing. I mean, fuck.
Shakira has one good song.
Yeah, she sang the one song she was known for, and then she got off the stage, and J-Lo sang 7 fucking songs. What it was is that they couldn't get J-Lo to answer if she was going to do the halftime show, so they asked Shakira to do it, and then J-Lo finally answered. No, this is what I made up in my head.
Oh.
And J-Lo finally answered, and they're like, well, what do? We can't tell Shakira no, so we'll just do this like Latina women thing. We'll have her sing the one song people know her for and get her the fuck off, and then J-Lo will do this huge extravaganza with like stripper poles.
But no, I disagree. She does have one other song that a lot of people don't talk about that I loved, and that was Underneath Your Clothes by Shakira. I did like that song.
I don't know that song, so that's
I know that one.
Underneath Your Clothes.
It was like a ballad, like.
Anyways, go ahead.
Loneliness.
But it wasn't a great show.
Yeah, and then you compare to some of the other great halftime shows.
Prince, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Right, Prince.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Prince before we started. I mean, absolutely.
And even Michael Jackson, right? Another one that was.
Fuck, there's a bunch of them. Hell, I would even give Janet and Justin Timberlake a better fucking show than what they did.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great of a show last night.
Would I be offending people if I said I thought Cartman does a better job doing J-Lo than J-Lo does?
I'm not offended.
I'm not offended.
You got to do the little lip thing in there, but yes, I think, yeah. If you want to know about J-Lo, see the South Park show.
Yeah, and then that thing when Shakira got up close to the camera and went, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Are you serious?
That's like a meme already. It's like
oh my god,
1,000 different ways. It's like what you see in your nightmares. You send this to your girl. This is what I do in her ear. Like I've seen it with like and then half the people are saying, "What is she saying?"
Yeah.
And then they're going, "It's easy." She's saying like she's not making words. Like that's what she's saying.
Yeah. It's funny as hell. Now, look, I'm not saying it was a horrible show.
No.
But it was just what it was. I mean, and I made a comment, and I was just being stupid because I noticed when they had brought all those kids on, right? It was all little girls. And I said, J-Lo must hate little boys. That's what I said. And people were like, what? And I'm like, I'm just kidding. Goddamn, I'm just making a joke. But anyways, now the second thing is people getting offended that they were being sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just saw that on your timeline.
Yeah, I said that dude must hate pussy. Because this dude's up there complaining about them being sexy, and I'm like, this guy must hate pussy. I mean, because it's just crazy. Don't be offended because they were being sexy. They're two beautiful fucking women, by the way. They're two gorgeous women. I would motorboat J-Lo's asshole for 3 hours straight. I ain't lying.
But I have to say that I respect performers that can actually perform rather than lip sync. And I respect performers that can actually play rather than have an instrument that goes and does sound connections back on there. And again, when you watch someone like Lindsey Buckingham pick up a guitar and sing, when you watch someone like Brian May play his guitar, you're seeing talent. You're not seeing a computerized set of stuff. And again, I really dislike people who can't sing on key and then use that auto-tune stuff as if they're somehow edgy, right? No, you don't have a really proper singing voice, or you haven't been trained, or you haven't asked for help.
Auto-tune's a lie, is what auto-tune is. It makes people sound like they can sing when they can't.
But it's no different than saying I'm going to be a comedian by going and clicking on the internet to find jokes and have the computer say them, right?
Exactly.
As if that makes me a comedian.
It's like becoming a model by your photoshopped pictures.
Yes.
And when you take pictures of you in real life, you look nothing like what all of your other pictures look like.
Yeah, I've always said a million times, like, people who claim to be smart because they can quote people. That's not smart. That's not smart. That's not smart. That's just quoting people. You're not a poet because you're not a poet because you quote other poets.
Yeah.
Because
you can memorize lines.
Yeah, you can write. So yeah, exactly. Just because you can make your voice sound good by a fucking machine does not make you a singer.
Right. You know who actually was not that bad was Lady Gaga.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying. Like she at least she didn't lip sync. She sang.
She went up to.
She sings along with it, but she also would play like piano and shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And she's also done duets with Tony Bennett and stuff like that. Yeah, she's done duets with classic singers too.
Yeah. So when she was up at Lick Observatory, at a private tour. And in Lick Observatory, they have the big giant great refractor with this huge dome thing there, and it's a really interesting sound space. She came into that and just started singing and doing chords and so forth. Her vocal range was quite extraordinary. You can see the operatic class of talent of stuff there, and she lit up that dome and was doing these chords where she would sing and get this echo, and then she'd go to the fifth and the third and back, bouncing back and forth, and again on key stuff there, and great volume. she has one of the best best trained voices that I've ever come across, and a female. And again, she also has this whole act thing because she's also really into performance art.
Right. Yeah, she is.
But she can sing, right? Another one that can sing and can act and can move around is Pink.
Yes.
There's another
Pink's
lady
amazing.
Yeah,
Pink's
she's really talented.
She will fly around fly around on a trapeze on there and doing acrobatic stuff and be able to have the voice control at the same time. That's
That's all diaphragm control. Like as long as you get that.
Yeah. I need to work on that shit.
I just remember singing in high school, and the vocal teacher would make us do these certain exercises where we had to put things like on our shoulders, and you were allowed to knock them off because he didn't want you taking breaths up. He wanted you taking breaths out. So you had to like balance them on like it. That shit was. It was weird to like feel how you can do it differently and how you can make yourself sound differently just by doing that differently. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a neat, like, human body trick.
I have a theory that Shakira was just high as fuck. Like on a Molly or something, and just like, yeah.
She probably just sniffed a line of coke before she went out on stage. I was like, let's go! Like,
with the Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson thing, did that happen at a Super Bowl or was that something else?
That was a Super Bowl.
It was?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the coining of the phrase wardrobe malfunction? Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that shit was hilarious, honestly. And weird. I was like, why did that happen?
I don't even think they knew it was going to happen, honestly. I don't think she actually wanted her whole tit out on stage. Right? Like,
that was so strange. Yeah, I don't know. Like, were they the only people that performed? No, there was Pitbull, right? But he wasn't at the halftime show.
That wasn't Pitbull. I saw a meme. Right, that said it had a guy punching the shit out of a TV, and it said, "This is whatever the hell she's married to, that baseball player. I can't remember his name, but whoever J-Lo is married to, and that's him punching the TV because he saw J-Lo and J Balvin dancing like that together."
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck J Balvin is, but that's what it said. So I'm assuming that's who that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. He did some like remix of like the Black Betty Bamalam song.
Bamalam?
Oh, weird. It was bad. Like that. So the halftime show, I'm sure, wasn't like horrible, but like
it wasn't the worst ever, but never was it the best.
Yeah, definitely not the best. Just because they're two women of color, semi-color.
Yeah, just because it was two Latina chicks up there. Yeah. And it would piss Trump off to see, like, doesn't mean it was the greatest thing ever. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Good for them.
There was a lot of
put on
female empowerment videos too last night.
Maybe sing a little more next time.
a lot of female empowerment commercials last night too, by the way.
Yeah, there were
a lot of them, and which I'm cool with, but some of them are kind of stupid.
Yeah, a lot of them are either stupid or not pointing out good like issues at all, or pointing out things that aren't really issues anymore, or like barely ever issues. Or I don't like the ones that are legit like shitting on men, like the ones like I don't remember what it was, like Gillette or something that like fucking made this horrible toxic masculinity shit. I was like, fuck off. Too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I think it was like, there was one commercial where they was basically saying that, yeah, like you said, it might be the one you're talking about. Guys are bad, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Penises are evil little bastards. Which, I mean, I'm okay with female empowerment. Don't get me wrong. I really am. I like them, a bitch with attitude. But But still, whatever, dude. It's like somebody said last night that it was like, okay, because Ben, I was watching the Ben made a tweet about the secret commercial, the deodorant commercial, and about the chicks kicking the football, and being a field goal kicker, saying kick equality. He made a comment about it, and some chick was like, it's not about that. You're just a sexist son of a bitch, and I'm like. No, he's not being sexist. He's just speaking the truth. If the woman out on the football field got hit by a goddamn 350-pound tackler, you would think different about equality.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
She would be thinking very differently while she laid on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, he break her goddamn bones a little bit. Anyways. I'm okay. If a woman wants to go play football, let her play football. I just don't think most women can do it.
Yeah.
They're not physically able.
Mostly men. Oh, they're all men. Right?
And you got the lingerie league anyway. What the fuck else do you want? Anyway.
I kind of want to. I wouldn't want to join. I just want to watch.
I love watching it. Anyways, moving on from that. Justice for Johnny Depp was a hashtag that led over the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, speaking about female empowerment, his girlfriend beat the shit out of him.
She did.
Yeah.
And then she mocked him while he cried for help.
Yes.
Yeah. She also admitted to taking a dump in his bed.
The article here says,
bitch. I got to give her that.
Yeah. The article here says after a leaked audio recording appears to reveal Amber Heard admitting to starting physical fights with her ex-husband Johnny Depp, the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp trended on Twitter as fans expressed support for the actor. The couple have accused each other of domestic violence and legal documents after Depp filed a $50 million lawsuit saying Heard defamed him after the Aquaman star published an op-ed in the Washington Post. Although Heard, 33, didn't mention 56-year-old Johnny Depp by name, the actor claimed it was clear she was talking about him. Anyways, she beat him up, and like you said, there was audio of her making fun of him.
Mm-hmm. She's a piece of shit.
But you got to think, if she pooped in his bed, he really had to have pissed her off.
Yeah.
Because when my dad died, right, I was at his house for like the very first time the day after I found out, and the landlord showed up. And he wanted to know if my dad had left the rent on the table. And my uncles were there. And my uncles were they're two ex-state troopers, and they're like, how dare you? Like, he's not even in the ground. And you're asking her for money? Mm-hmm. Like, get the fuck. Like, they chased him off, and we cleaned the house out. And my uncle went in the back room and took a shit in the middle of the floor. And when we left, my other uncle broke the key off in the lock. Mm. So the landlord had that to deal with when he came back to the apartment.
Wow.
Well, I'm confused. Wait a second.
Like, if you shit somewhere like that, like, you got to be real pissed off.
I'm actually confused.
I want to take a different thing on there. I think it shows that you're a shitty person. You do something like that.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And so I don't want to sit there and say he did something to deserve it. I'm thinking that's a shitty act to do.
Yeah.
Now, you might say, why did you do that? And again, if you're a kid and you say, well, Johnny punched me, so I hit him back. Right?
Yeah.
I completely agree. I never said my uncle is a good person. He's a piece of shit.
I'm talking about this lady, Johnny Depp. No, I don't know what went on with him, but you have to take each thing seriously. So it's not a defense to say, well, he did this, so I did that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a defense. I'm just saying I've seen anger to the point where someone has done something like that. And I think it comes from anger. So he must have done something that really pissed her off.
Well, she also
wait a minute.
Said it was just a prank. Yeah. So it's kind of that might just be for legal
that's just twisted.
I'm confused. Like what what contract would the landlord actually be enforcing? Once the guy, sorry to say, once somebody dies, any contracts you have with that person are null and void. There's nothing to enforce. You can't do anything.
That's a good point.
You could come after their estate, but if you could come after their estate, if they're
right for doing it. I'm
just saying. I'm talking about the landlord. I'm talking about that landlord. Like, what does the landlord think? You're gonna pay rent to have an empty house? Fuck off! Fuck off, man! Get out of here.
So, yeah. All right. Next article I want to talk about: Texas man. Listen, this is Texas man steals Burger King meal from ex-girlfriend after learning that her new suitor bought it for her.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, he stole her Burger King meal because he found out her new boyfriend.
How dare he? If it was an Impossible Whopper, he better compensate.
But the crazy thing, he's been charged with theft.
Okay.
Oh my God! You can actually put people in jail for stealing your Burger King.
Apparently so. I didn't know. Yeah, well, it is theft.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, he did steal something that was bought that isn't his.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in no part of the transaction. He couldn't even be an Indian giver.
But it says an Austin, Texas man has been charged with theft after allegedly stealing his ex-girlfriend's Burger King meal, later telling cops he was jealous because he believed the food was purchased by her new suitor. The man was reportedly lying in wait outside the woman's apartment. He was waiting that day. Anyway, he was lying in wait at the woman's apartment complex, hunkering down in the bushes until he saw her approach. He then leaped out from the bushes, grabbed the food from her hands, and took off.
That sounds like a crazy person.
Landon, why did you do this?
He must have really been hungry.
Landon really wanted that damn Whopper.
Wanted to try the Impossible Whopper.
Me, the vegetarian, wants the.
Well, they got the Impossible Whopper, yeah.
I wish there was a video of this.
Stupid.
I've never actually used their Whopper version. I've had the Impossible Burger that's when it was on mom and pop shops, but I've not gone to the.
I actually had.
In fact, I've heard that a number of places, that they can't get anymore because I guess the Burger King has taken over the distribution. But I don't know if that's true. But when it was in various places around that I could see, it was actually a pretty good burger.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Burger version is. I don't know if the Burger King version is as good as the other stuff, but.
They're honestly not bad. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Burger King because their fries aren't the best, but the burgers are pretty good. They have like a 2 for $6 deal right now with the Impossible Whoppers. I was like, fuck yeah, they're expensive as shit. They're usually like $5 on their own, so I was like, yeah, cool. Have you guys ever tried veggie dogs? Because they're actually depending.
Veggie dogs?
Yeah. Oh my God. I was taught by Andrew how to cook them really well, and now I actually enjoy them. And
it depends upon the veggie dog and how they're cooked.
I don't like regular hot dogs though.
I know. Yeah, that's like in my brain. I'm like, hot dog tastes
like bologna,
good, but like it's full of. Yeah, it is like bologna.
Hot dog tastes like
I have
bologna.
To burn
and
my
I
house
hate bologna.
to give them like.
Yeah, I will only eat it completely blackened. That's the only way you'll get me to eat it. Just burn the
That's how I
fuck
like
out of it.
I do that to my veggie dogs too.
Maybe it is good then.
Oh, it's not bad.
So, a preacher was arrested after Tanzania church stampede kills at least 20 people.
What?
Yeah, it says 20 people. At least 20. It says 20 people were killed and a dozen others injured in a stampede during a church meeting in the northern Tanzanian city of Moshi. The government said on Sunday it was not immediately clear what prompted the stampede, which took place on Saturday, but it occurred when church faithful were being ushered through an exit so they could walk on anointed oil, according to a government spokesman. Hundreds of worshipers were attending a prayer meeting led by Boniface Mamwapaposa. I don't know how these names.
Okay.
A popular preacher who leads the Arise the Shine Ministries in Tanzania. The Mr. Mawampaposa had flown to the city of Dar something, whatever. Anyways, he was telling these people they could walk on anointed oil. They all rushed at once, and a big stampede happened, and 20 people were killed. The whole bunch were injured.
Oh no. That's terrible.
Well, it's retarded.
Well, yeah, but terrible still.
I just hear
You're
the
there
phrase.
to like do something, like if your religion is that important to you that you're there to do something like that and you end up dying while it's happening, like that's got to destroy your family.
I just hear the
Yeah.
phrase "slippery when wet." You're walking on oil, really? Stupid.
Yeah. But I guess God was pissed off that day or something, or bored, because, like, hold up a second.
Hi there, Mama Pimp. I assume that's Mama Pimp, maybe. If it is, hi, Mama Pimp. An amazing lady.
She is. She's awesome. She actually came and sang the Burger King song the other day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
That-
Sorry about that.
Is it Mama
We're
Pam?
just talking about your mama.
Yeah, that was Mom. There's some stuff going on. I may have done this show earlier a little bit. I'm not sure. There's some personal shit happening.
Oh.
Yes.
Speaking of, by the way, speaking of personal shit,
Mm.
Google.
Yes, sir.
So Google just sent me a notice about my dad's site, claiming that it's being, ads are going to be blocked, because my dad did a lot of stuff on his site about his time in Korea, as a veteran, birds, stuff about China and so forth. He also did a lot of work in teaching people about English and how to pronounce words, and because his work in China was in training people in English. And so what Google has done is said the following page is considered to be explicit material. Now I want to see how can I share that. Let me put it in the chat here, and someone else can put it. So this is the page that they say contains sexual material.
Mm.
Now, if you look at that page, I can make it post it to the chat.
because it's called mouth choices. That's why.
Yeah.
And he's trying to teach people about pronunciation, about how the various English words are, and this page they say is sexually explicit content.
That's just weird, man.
All that horrible.
It's and they're saying they're demanding that we fix this.
Mm.
So this is again one of the things like that I don't know. Has Susan and her friends invaded the ad space world and have decided that is somehow mouth position somehow?
Maybe.
How? That's
But
weird.
yeah, that's the
Friends in
page they
high
say.
places.
But we've got to take this page down because it's considered sexually explicit. Now
That's
I'm trying to figure out.
That's bizarre. I'm sorry. That's just stupid and bizarre.
Yeah. I don't
It is.
understand
Really,
why.
But that may be, the algorithm that people like Susan and friends. I know she's YouTube, but it's all alphabet stuff. And so
words again. It's words. I think it is probably the word mouth position
Or mouth choices.
or mouth choices or whatever. It's just weird. How they do it. I mean, YouTube's got 1,500 words that are banned.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chris, but on the other hand, if you click on those, those various A's there, is showing about how the particular pronunciation, again, for people that are not, experienced in, let's say, European style languages, trying to help them understand how to say those words. Now the drawings of the mouth position, apparently that's not explicit, but those other things are. And again, I'm guessing there's some algorithm that says, oh, this is a bad word. You can't say this word. You can't say mouth positions or whatever, right? I don't know. The other thing is it could be that there could be a advertiser who was generally offended. So I'm glad my dad is on this. This would really have ticked him off, right? Because he would have thought that this is, that was not his intent. He was a very sort of, in some ways kind of, puritanical, I'm, straight-laced sort of stuff. And to be accused of this being pornographic.
It's weird.
Anyway, that's my flame. Sorry, I had.
No, that's fine. That's just weird. It really is. It's weird as hell, man.
And do I appeal this or do I? No. Here's what I'm going to do. The next time I'm at a party with one of the twins, I'll bring up this page and say, "Look at this porn." Are you offended? Right?
This world is this society we live in today is just.
I'm offended by the lack of sexual activity on this page.
There you go. See,
Needs way more.
I'm offended about how everybody gets fucking offended.
I know.
It's just
Your offense offends me.
Your offenses offends me, and now somebody's gonna be offended, and I'm offended because they got offended. It's just so fucking weird.
Oh God.
But speaking of weird, I do have 25 weird lawsuits.
25 weird lawsuits?
Yeah, 25 weird lawsuits.
Oh,
the first one is a man wants to legally change his age. A 69-year-old Dutchman wanted to legally change his age in order to avoid ageism.
wait. Can you repeat that?
He wanted to legally change his age. He didn't want to be a 69-year-old no more, because he wanted to avoid ageism.
I mean, 69 is a really good age to be at. It's like the meanest number.
It's a good, sexy number for sure, but still, just because you legally change it doesn't mean you're not 69.
Right, exactly. Oh my God.
You can call yourself 22, but your old ass is still 69.
Yeah, at the doctor's office, you're 69.
So, are you supposed to say what age are you identifying with?
Yeah,
today?
I guess so. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm like 70 on the inside.
It's just now old people are getting dumb.
My personal preference is to be 61 today. So
Somebody check.
I want you all to sing me happy birthday because my personal preference today is to be 61. Tomorrow I'll be 69 or 49 or whatever. So I can actually have birthdays each day of the year because that's what I feel like. Right?
Hey, I can do 28 days of Pimpmunk every fucking day.
There you go.
There you go.
Somebody said age shouldn't be asked. Why shouldn't age be asked? See, I hate that too. People say, "Hey, I think it's okay to ask somebody's age."
I'm proud of my age.
I know what you're probably talking about. You're probably talking about like employment stuff. But look here, if I own a business and I'm hiring somebody, and if I don't think a 69-year-old can handle this job because there's things older people can't do that younger people can't do, there's nothing wrong with asking people age. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I mean, so the difference is, are you discriminating against somebody for something that's irrelevant? Right? And here's something I have to say that goes on in Silicon Valley, is that it is hard for people over the age of 40, harder to find a job. 50, it's nearly impossible. So people who find in their late 40s, they get laid off, and you try to find a job, and you're in their 50s, and by the time you're 60, you better own the company, or it's nigh impossible to find a place, because there is an assumption in Silicon Valley that if you're not 20, 30, something other, you must not understand.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely age discrimination. There's definitely that out there. There's no doubt about that.
But there's nothing wrong with asking the person's age, right? That's part of characteristics, I think.
Exactly.
But I guess you're not supposed to. I know in employment, you're not supposed to ask questions like, "What is your race?" Because that's irrelevant to a job action. Now,
yeah, exactly.
On the other hand, if you are casting for, let's say, the opera Porgy and Bess, the Gershwin's requirements are the lead singers, the lead opera people have to be African American.
Yeah.
Right. That's part of his mandated thing on the license for that set. So you're required to cast it that way.
Now, if you own a watermelon factory and you ask, because you don't want them to eat all the watermelon.
But the other thing, of course, is you want to consider is that it's the top of the hour, and people should be tipping.
That's what I was about to bring up.
People should be going to your Amazon wish list and buying you something.
Yeah. But most importantly, tip today. Because I do have like a very large stream goal, because I've got to pay some bills. I do have a stream goal of $300. If we can make that, I'd be excited. I know that's a large one, but I got to make some bills every day. So if we can make that, I'll be very happy. So tip. It is the demand part of the show. So do that. Do it now.
Do it.
Did you see that someone tipped earlier? I wasn't sure if you read it.
I did not see that, but I did notice just now that there was a $5 tip, so I appreciate it.
Oh, who tipped?
The Rotfeast tenders. Rotfeast tenders tip too. I don't know why the money music isn't working. I don't
either, because the other day when I went live, like on my own thing, it was working. The money music was working. I thought it might be something on my thing, but maybe it's something to do with the code link. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. Yeah, I don't know why the money music isn't working, but it isn't working. Anyways, there's other ways to tip. It isn't just, you can also tip through PayPal if you want to. Anyways, the next lawsuit that's weird is a California woman sued Jelly Belly for using the term evaporated cane juice instead of the word sugar in its jelly beans food label.
What?
That's a little
Say that one more time.
A California woman sued Jelly Belly for using the term evaporated cane juice instead of the word sugar.
Why do they call it that?
Well, because it is.
Comes from.
Yeah.
Well, but you know, if you understand the sugar manufacturing, like the white sugar you typically see comes from various, for example, if you're doing the pure sugarcane white sugar, they make a juice out of it and evaporate it and process it to give you your white stuff. So there are candies and other things that don't require to go to the fully refined white sugar. And so the same thing like, hard candies, right? Hard candies require, if you talk about all those, like those, peppermints and so forth, those require cane sugar, raw cane processed, basically of pouring into molds. And it's one of the reasons why, for example, you find that a lot of those hard candies come from Canada. The reason why they come from Canada is because one of the major manufacturers of cane sugar is Cuba. And the U.S. has had a hard-on about Cuba for a long time with all these sort of bans. And so what Cuba does is sells their cane sugar to Canada, and Canada does the manufacturing of it and then sells the hard candies to the U.S. because because we're still ticked off at Castro, who's dead. And
yeah,
I know he's a bad person. I don't like him either.
Yeah,
And Hitler.
But I think we could get over it, right?
mm-hmm.
We stopped our economic embargo of France because of Napoleon.
Yeah,
And we no longer have a trade embargo against Germany because of Hitler, right? So we can get over some of those things.
We can. All right. The next lawsuit: a man sues date for being on her phone. A 37-year-old man from Austin, Texas, was offended that his date spent the time they were at the movies to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 texting on her phone.
Okay, the movie? Really?
Was it my kid's father?
He was really pissed off that she got on her phone. That makes me mad during the theater. But by the way,
Did
you
he
should
win?
be on your phone.
Yes, that's it. You should be mad that the person had the rudeness to use their phone in a movie theater.
Yeah, you should be mad, but I don't know if you
No, it
should
is.
sue her ass, though.
But yeah, did he win? Like, why? What?
Don't say.
I don't understand who has the balls to be that person to be like, I'm gonna sue you for this. Like, even the last one, like, what kind of lady looks at a fucking Jelly Belly container and is like, this says extracted cane juice. How can I turn this into a lawsuit? Not even a joint lawsuit, just for herself? Like, what? I don't
It's
understand.
not sugar. There's not supposed to be sugar in this.
I thought this didn't have sugar because it said cane juice.
No,
It's fucking candy. Of course it's got sugar in it.
Well,
Yeah.
the next one is kind of funny, too. Someone sued Subway because their foot-long Subway sandwich was 11 inches long
I
instead of
heard
12
about
inches.
that.
Wow.
I did. I heard about that.
1 inch.
See what I mean?
The lawyers, man, the lawyers are so fucking creepy, dude, for taking cases like.
Well, but
Oh, yeah.
but again, if you're a practitioner and someone says, I want you to sue this thing, you say, on behalf of your client, that's what you do, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But remember, part of the thing is that you do not have to have a good case in order to go to court.
True.
What you count on is something like the judge saying, this is stupid, and throwing it out.
Yeah.
However, one of the things that they try to do is to try to get jury trials for things like this. And we were taught, when I was elected official, that juries, you can have a case to say, is today Monday? And a lawsuit order is today Monday. And 1 out of 7 times, a jury, which is just pure fact, will find it opposite, right?
Yes.
And you might say, well, what do you mean? How could a jury do that? Well, because some jury says, well, I'm Australian and it's Tuesday right now. And so you could sit there and say, or whatever your thing is, like, well, maybe it's Monday in your opinion, but in my opinion, it should be Thursday. Or you don't subscribe to the Gregorian calendar because you're still pissed off about the Orthodox Catholic versus the Roman Catholics and all that calendar change thing. Whatever this thing is, or you're just dumb, right? There's juries that are dumb. So one of the problems, as they say, is 1 out of 7 times the jury will find it in a completely opposite direction, right? And you can't count on juries being rational. And so sometimes these stupid lawsuits win because you'll find a judge doesn't throw out being frivolous, and a jury says, "Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm going to go for lunch. Let's call him guilty so we can get out of here fast."
Yeah, 2 things right quick. One thing is, Animator just commented in the Skype, says his alarm didn't wake him up. He'll be joining in a minute for the rest of the show. Second thing is, if you're watching and you want to talk on Discord with people, on the chat there that you see on the side, the Discord chat will pop up here as well, because I've got it connected to my Restream chat, and so it'll be popping up as well. So if you're talking in Discord, it'll be shown here on the channel as well, and every other site. Every comment made like on D Live, Twitch, anywhere will be showed on the side here. So, yeah, I just want to make that clear. Yeah, and so yeah, make sure you chat in those other places too as well. Okay, the next lawsuit, empty space in a junior mint boxes. Viola Daniel and Belle Duran of New York and Traquila Perkins from Mississippi believe the candy makers tricked people by underfilling junior mint boxes.
What? It's not done by the filling of. It's done by weight. You have to leave room in there so that they can move during fucking shipping and stuff. So it's not all squished. And I think it's just weight.
Wow, I thought that was kind of an urban legend, but and on the cereal boxes as kids, it would say so contents maybe smaller due to settling or something like that.
Yeah.
And someone explained about pouring cereal into a box. They don't sit there and stomp on it to pack it down or shake it to try to get all the things there. They have a box large enough that they can fill it loosely, and then in shipping, the stuff settles. Mm-hmm. So they had to put on this. They had to put on this thing. Contents may be smaller due to settling, but you're right. It's by weight.
Right. It's not by how big the box is. It's by the weight of what you're buying. Same with potato chips. Same with crackers and the goldfish bags and the little Pepperidge Farm cookie thingies and anything else that comes in a fucking bag. They gotta put air in there, like.
Is Animaster.
Speaking of bags.
Okay.
That answer is muted.
Hey, you're late.
Good morning.
I know I set my alarm and everything, but
that's all right. It happens. Shit happens. We're not seeing tips. We need to see some tips, man. I got a big stream go today. We need to see them. Tip. So what we're talking about right now, Animator, is weird lawsuits. I got a bunch of weird lawsuits we're going through. Yeah. Wait. The next one says a class action lawsuit accused the company Red Bull of having misleading ads and making false claims because the drink did not energize them.
Wait,
what?
I thought they were going to say they didn't fly.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. People have actually sued over that, I think.
Didn't give them wings.
Uh-huh.
That's why now they have to say wings with two eyes.
Like, I got mine right here. But,
wings.
Like,
yeah, wang.
I drink. I'm a bartender. I'm up to drinking like maybe 6 of these a night. Like, after a while, they don't give you energy anymore.
I didn't know you were a bartender.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have to talk.
She's also a prostitute. No, I'm joking.
No, but I guess that's going to be is would someone sue you for you make a classic drink but you do a substitute syrup or something of that order? I mean, you're like someone who wants a margarita and you give them basically margarita mix. Can they sue you for because of
Right. Like it's a dumb lawsuit.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
That's exactly why it's being done though, because it's a dumb, frivolous lawsuit. So of course it has to happen.
I don't see it on there. It might pop up soon, but PT gave $50. Thank you, PTM.
You PT.
Thanks for the money.
Appreciate it very much.
Yay!
That means I need 200 and something to make the go. We probably won't make that today, but I hope we do. Anyways, I very much appreciate the $50 tip. It was an awesome tip. So energy. That's just weird. Anyways, okay.
Maybe the person was actually become habituated, right, for these drinks. I mean, I know of a certain Australian who goes through a blizzard of energy drinks, and I think it's because the person is. It's kind of odd because the person seems to me to be naturally caffeinated, right? Mm. There are some people that are just exuberant, right? And yet maybe it's because someone who drinks a lot of stuff, one doesn't do it, and so you start to become you have to basically drink a whole bunch to get the same buzz.
Yep. It is. You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's you build up a tolerance to it almost, just like anything else. Like I started out drinking. Well, what I started out doing was I would have 2 5-hour energy shots and a 16-ounce Red Bull, and I would drink the first energy shot and the 16-ounce on the way to work. And then right around like 10 p.m., I would take the other 5-hour energy shot and then work till 3 in the morning.
Holy
But it's the only way to just like, because like when you're going, like you gotta go, like and you have to be able to keep track of 15 different tabs at once, and make sure that you're keeping all of those people on those tabs safe.
Yes.
So you have to remember who's drinking what and how many they've had, and like judge them and how their behavior, like
because you're responsible.
I can't handle that shit.
Like, you have to be awake. You have to be alert. I mean, I've been doing this for 9 years, so like I've got this down to a science. But like,
and by the way, hint of folks at a bar: tip your bartender. Right? It's what percentage of clients will tip you something other than what percentage of people actually will tip you?
It depends.
I know it's more men than women.
Men do tip better. Yeah, men tip better.
Men definitely tip better, but I mean, I have some ladies that are regulars. They're older ladies. They're like late 40s, early 50s. Like, I'm only in my early 30s, so that's
She's
older.
early 60s, by the way. She's around,
But like they're great. I think it's all the people and how you treat them and how you make them feel, and if you take care of them.
If you give them hand jobs.
I have found that it's honestly it's sad to say, but it's more of a certain ethnic group does not like to tip more than other people, and it's not. And it's not who you think it would be. Like I'm not
it's not black.
Yeah. Those goddamn Mormons, man. Those goddamn Mormons. Holy shit.
There are certain, for example, groups like, for example, somebody from Switzerland comes over and behaves as they do in Switzerland. They have an assumption that the person serving them is getting paid well. Right?
Yeah.
And so you have to tell them, by the way, in North America, we underpay our servers, our bartenders, our maitre d's, plus all that serving staff are underpaid. And unless you're tipping at least 18%, the RS is charging them for assumed tips. And so you're actually having them, underperform, because it's one of the places in the food industry where you're allowed to do less than minimum wage.
Yep.
I can't believe that some waitresses get paid $2 an hour. I'm like, what? But how is that even legal?
Do you realize, folks, that's one of the areas you're legally allowed to not pay minimum wage?
Yeah.
That's why I got the hell out of there.
I don't get minimum wage. My state's minimum wage is 10 something. I don't get paid 10 something an hour.
Yeah. So that being said, again, if you're out there and someone's giving you service and it's reasonably competent service, right?
Yeah.
At a minimum, 18%. So I have to tell some of my European friends this. They say, "Hey, let me get the tab," right? I have to say, "You need to understand blah 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 blah," because they don't know, or they don't remember, right?
Yeah, and tip your Pimpmunk too.
Yeah.
Tip your entertainers.
Yeah.
Definitely tip your Pimpmunk.
They definitely need it more, yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
Hey,
go ahead.
You guys know what's so great about Switzerland, though?
What?
I don't know, but their flag is a big plus.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh,
no.
I see Bulls has taken over the dad jokes this week.
Be sure to go there during fondue season. There's actually a season for fondues there in Switzerland.
Yeah.
I bet.
They have amazing.
Had a proper fondue.
They have great cheese and chocolate there, right? You could do both fondue.
I got some man-do
I
for
want
you.
cheese chocolate.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I knew a guy who used to take cheddar cheese chunks and dip it in his hot chocolate.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
Hey,
I
Missy,
love cheese.
Missy, I can whip up some mandu for you right quick if you want it,
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, look. I'm talking about my cum.
I know. I'm very aware.
Anyways,
Very aware.
next lawsuit. There was a firefighter named Shane Prowler. Oh my God, this is fucked up. He sued the fire department because he got fired because he was afraid of fire, and he said it was a disability and they were discriminating against him.
But he was a firefighter.
How did he get the job?
Right. They have to go through fire. Like, did he get PTSD and get fired?
Was that, did they decline to give him, because I imagine, as an emergency responder, some of those people can be exposed to, the equivalent of PTSD. I don't know if that's the correct term. So did he sue them because they were not giving him medical treatment? I don't know.
No, he sued him because they fired him.
They fired him because he was afraid of the. But that's what I don't understand.
You can't be a firefighter if you're afraid of fire.
Right, because you had to pass the test to become a firefighter, and that involves going through fire.
Don't give all. I'm just reading what they showed me. So this is all they said. It says from the Houston Fire Department. From the Houston Fire Department claimed his fear was a disability and that he was discriminated against because of his disability. It's not a disability. Is that a disability?
I mean, if PTSD, I guess if he's
It could
diagnosed with it, it can be a disability. Yeah. But
that's like saying you're a surgeon and you are afraid of blood.
Yeah.
So you
or you, all of a sudden you're afraid of needles.
Or knives or
scalpels.
something. Yeah,
Scalpels are terrifying and you can't handle it.
I hope he lost that case. Like, fuck. There's got to be some minimum job requirements here.
But maybe the issue is that he had, as Missy said, traumatic stress syndrome, something or other, and he needed to be treated.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can think of it making sense. If he was a firefighter that is afraid of fire, because to become a firefighter, my stepfather was the captain of the everyone knows I live in Connecticut. There's a town called Vernon, Connecticut. That's not where I lived, but that's where he was the captain of the volunteer fire department for 20 years. Like, he had to go through buildings of fire to be certified as a firefighter.
Right,
so
you have to actually
just to have
train.
That title, you have to be in it.
You have to train with actual fire and how to put a fire out.
But and so the question becomes, if you might be treated because maybe mentally you get traumatized, and so you need treatment to overcome that problem. But I think this notion of reasonable accommodation. Imagine, for example, a bartender who becomes an alcoholic and demands that the bar remove all alcohol so they can continue to be a bartender.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous assumption. You can't you can't. Like, you could win it if they were refusing to provide you with some sort of treatment for the PTSD, I would assume. I think that would maybe be the only chance in hell you would have of winning that lawsuit.
Yeah.
But if it's just
but then what you win is the right to get treated, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Ability.
Well, yeah, that's true. The next one's even crazier than that. Husband sues wife over ugly baby. I remember when this happened. He accused his wife of. He said that his wife had to cheat on him, and because the baby was ugly, and he's not ugly, so he sued her.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when.
Imagine having that much self-confidence.
Did they show the baby? Can I see the baby?
No, they'll show the baby here.
Did he do a paternity test?
It doesn't say what happened in the case. It just said he accused his wife of cheating on him because
I'm sure it was a perfectly legitimate case then.
How much of an ego you got, though?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, imagine being that self-confident. Like, this can't be my baby. It's way too fucking ugly. Like, damn.
Right. Nope, sorry.
It's really fucked up, man.
Other children. That's because, like, my kids. Like, I have 2 kids, and they came out you could tell they were, my kids. Like they looked alike.
Yeah.
So
Could it be
if you
because
got
they
one
came out
that
of
comes
you?
out like crazy different, maybe ugly was like the wrong word to use, and it's just like
Definitely.
blatantly not my child. Like it's
yeah.
a Chinese baby and I'm a ginger.
Imagine like growing up and finding out that at one point your fucking father tried to sue your mom because you were too ugly.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And now there's some therapy. There's some therapy sessions there.
Yep, definitely.
I remember talking about this next case on I think I did a video about it years ago. I remember when this happened. The dude that sued Anheuser-Busch because when he drank the beer, fine women didn't come up to him in the bar.
Really?
Because that's a commercial promise or something.
Exactly. Because the commercials have the beautiful women around the dudes that drank the beer and stuff. So he sued Anheuser-Busch for that. I remember that.
Hilarious.
Maybe he should have sued the bar for not having the type
beautiful
of people that
women.
would come
Right.
up.
You need to go to a better looking bar. Yeah.
Or a better bar.
Or
There
just
you
go to the whorehouse.
And go to the whorehouse.
The compost pile is not the place to look for diamonds, people. Just saying.
Mm.
So
Unless you lost.
someone sued a lip balm company because he couldn't get the last bit of lip balm. So that little hunk that you can't never get out of the fucking lip balm. He sued him because of that.
That's petty.
Can't you like chain them together? Like if you take one lip balm and kind of like glue the in.
Here's the problem though, Landon. You thought about it for more than 5 seconds, and this person just simply wasn't doing that.
No.
Now, like with bars of soap, I chain my bars of soap, right?
Yeah.
But when the bar of soap gets down to that really little thin thing, then I take the next bar and I stick it on. I get both of them wet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a good idea. Yeah.
The one spot on another, and I've had a chain going since 1975.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right, and it's just a thing, right? So when the thing gets to be thin, where it starts to flex and so forth, or break up, then you take the next day you take the soap bar, get them both, use the main soap bar so you can basically move off the surface and stick the thing on the other side, and you can get your.
That's how to save, man. That's good thinking.
Every time mine gets to that point, my kid always just squeezes it. So I find it in this like weird, like knuckle shaped thing.
I used to stick it up my ass.
What?
Well, you gotta clean it somehow.
Yeah, clean. Yeah, I get
fart bubbles.
You get the little thin part and you stick it up your butthole and you squeeze real tight, and then when you release, a big ass bubble come out.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. Anyways, man sues Michael Jordan. I remember this lawsuit too for looking too much like him.
That's racist.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when this happened. This is Alan Ray Heckard from Portland sued the basketball legend and Nike for promoting Jordan for more than $800 million. He was just trying to get paid, boy.
Yeah, this is just a publicity stunt to get in some headlines, clearly.
Oh, it could be like an impersonator or something.
Yeah. Like Tupac's hologram. Maybe it's like that. Maybe it's just a real life fucking hologram.
But it is a problem. I mean, I know a gentleman whose name is Michael Jordan. In fact, he has the same middle name, and he gets people accusing him of basically trying to pull a scam. To say you're trying to scam me, blah blah blah, because you're trying to make me think you're the famous basketball player, right? And in fact, he says, no, I'm actually older than that guy, and I had this name first. Happen to be there. He goes and says, no, I'm the original Michael Jordan. so that could be a problem of someone who has the same name as a famous or infamous person, right?
Yeah.
When you try to sue a certain person who goes after pedophiles, but you end up suing the wrong person who goes by the same name.
So this next one sounds like an Onion article. It really does. Man sues himself for $5 million.
How do you do that?
Well, here's why. A prison inmate sued himself for $5 million, claiming that he had violated his religious beliefs and got himself arrested.
Dude, I bet he's like, if I win that, that's going to be so much money that I'm going to have. I bet that's what he thinks.
Well, let's think about that. If you have, maybe what he's trying to get priority over creditors. Maybe, for example, he scammed a lot of people, and you have a bunch of people out after his money. So he sues himself to be head of line to say, I have to pay myself because I did this thing, and these other people I scammed have to wait.
Oh, that's clever.
Landon's once again putting more thought into this one situation than these people have put into their entire lives. You know what I mean?
Clever. That's clever.
It is.
I don't know if you can get away with that because I don't know the creditor stuff and how you do. But isn't the situation when you're in prison, your ability to do financial transactions is limited?
Yeah, I think you get like whatever is in your like store account thingy, and you get to buy, and then you pay people in honey buns and sody pops.
But if you sue yourself, then you owe yourself money, and so money that might be available get lost, gets locked up. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it sounds so, right? This next one's crazy because they won the case, definitely. But here is why it's crazy. Trespassers sue property owners. This is a federal jury awarded two men a total of $24.2 million for getting severely burned by electrical wires when they were teenagers trespassing on railroad property. So they were trespassing, got burnt by electrical wire, like an electrical fence or whatever, and then they sued and won.
Maybe because even though they were trespassing, it was the railroad's responsibility to keep the fence at a safe, optimal, whatever. Not.
But Pimpmunk, you were just recently on a train.
Yeah,
took a train, and during those canyons, did you see those fences with all the electrical wires? You know why those wires are there?
I thought. Go ahead.
Because you were in a canyon where rocks could come down.
Yeah, block the rocks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was hoping I wasn't
wrong. But if the rock actually makes it through the fence because it's a big boulder,
yes,
it's going to break the wires. And then the railroad company knows that there might be something on the track.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you have to have electricity there and breaking the electrical circuit. If that's why those fences, they're not trying to keep people off the track. It's trying to detect when large objects like boulders break through and might be landing on the track.
On the train, it alerts the trains where the train won't wreck.
So those wires are electrified.
Yeah, and they're needed. So there you go. They shouldn't have fucking got money. Those dumbasses.
It probably again was a jury trial. Yeah, and the jury sort of said,
they're kids. You're a railroad. You can afford it. Give them some money.
And there has to be sufficient voltage there. It's not like they can use low voltage on those lines because they're so damn long. Like if you were to put a low voltage across that, you wouldn't be able to detect a break with it. Yeah. You have to have it high enough to say, hey, it went from this much resistance to infinity. Boom.
And you saw those long canyons. It's not. Yeah. They're long stretches of stuff.
Long stretches.
That kind of reminds me of the suit where a guy tried to rob an old lady and sued her for falling on her knives or something and injuring himself. Like he broke in through a window ceiling, a ceiling window or some shit, and
one of the skylight
fell on her kitchen knives and then sued her for damages.
Wow. That guy had a lot of nerve. That's a lot of nerve.
A lot of fucking nerve, didn't he? All right, I didn't know there was, but there's a city in southeastern Turkey called Batman, and the mayor of Batman, the name of an oil-producing city in southeastern Turkey, said he would sue Warner Brothers and movie director Christopher Nolan for using the name of the Turkish city.
I wanted you to tell me his name was Bruce.
my god. Amazing.
That
makes me happy. Like stuff like that just seems like too like
It's funny.
like ignorantly innocent, you know?
Like, man, dude.
I think he wanted to get his town on the maps. What I think he wanted.
Right.
Probably.
He just wanted people to know that there was a Batman in Turkey.
Yeah, make it a tourist city.
Yeah, I
but
feel
it's
like a lot
probably
of
not
these,
even pronounced Batman in what
Yeah,
language
yeah.
do they speak in Turkey?
Gobble gobble.
What language do they speak in?
Yeah,
Turkish?
Pimpmunk just spoke it.
Is
Pimpmunk just
Turkish a language?
Gobblenese.
Some of
Yes,
that Turkish
it is.
delight.
Okay, so Turkish.
Yeah, it's Turkish.
So it's probably not even pronounced Batman. You know?
I think it's
He's
actually.
just-
Right,
It
it's probably
is.
like
It is actually. I mean, it's got
I
a
think-
population of about 380,000. So
Oh,
it's a small. I mean, it's not a tiny city.
yeah.
And I guess they got started. They go back to like 7th century BC, but they have not. I think they got their name later, but I'm not. I could be wrong.
That's a good, yeah. Who knows?
Well, it's
Got it
by the
first.
Batman. There's
Oh.
a river called Batman River. That's where it gets its
Yeah,
name
I'll
from.
say yes. And they said that in 1957 the village was renamed Batman. So when did the Batman comics start? Aren't they really old?
Yeah, they're like
Maybe
They are
before
very old.
at least
57.
the 50s. Yeah.
I think before 57.
They named the city after the comics and then tried to sue the comics for naming the comics after the city. That's hilarious.
That is funny. That's crazy. So the next story is a sleeping student sues teacher for waking him up.
I wish I could have done that in high school.
Ow!
It says this is the parents of Danbury High School student Vince, whatever this fucking name is, Vince's Robacher, said their son suffered hearing loss after one of his teachers slammed her hand on his desk to wake him up.
Bullshit.
That's a little aggressive, but still.
I don't think she could have slammed her hand that hard. To
Dude, we
That's
had a teacher that
bullshit.
would actually hit our hands with a ruler to wake us up. So don't
Yeah.
want to hear crying about someone going on the desk. Give
That's
me a
what I
break.
mean. Like,
I bet you this person listens to music at a louder volume than.
Damn right he does, with fucking earbuds in his fucking head, listening to the goddamn jams. Anyway, somebody said Batman first appeared in 1939, so there you go.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
So the 57. They renamed it 57, and in fact, they were lucky that Batman didn't sue them
Exactly.
over use of
Oh,
the
that's
name.
funny.
can you imagine going into court like, we're gonna win this? Oh yeah. And then they bring out the first comic from 1939, and they're like, no one decided to look this up before we came out. You know,
This is
like-
why you should consult your neighborhood bartender before you sue, because they can tell you, nah, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah, like why don't you Google something first? Just make sure.
Just Google it.
Just
That's one of the
do a
services
quick
you can get
Google
from a
search.
good bartender is whether you're being stupid or not.
So next one is someone sues a guy on the internet for saying the N-word. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god, poor Pimpmunk. No, just kidding.
Man claims Uber ruined his marriage.
Oh damn.
Landon left us there. He's back. Yeah, man claims Uber ruined his marriage. This is a French businessman claimed that a flaw in the ride-sharing company's app played a role in his dissolution of his marriage.
If that contributes on any level to that, then you've already had a shitty marriage to begin with. The
Yeah.
fucking
Right.
ride's not gonna wreck it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's think. How could this be possible, right? Did the app reveal to the spouse that the person was having an affair? What was the?
No, I
Maybe.
think that the
Ah.
app introduced the spouse to a
The app.
driver who they started having an affair with.
Oh, you think that's it? That might be
No,
it.
I
yeah.
think it's the woman looked up his app history or whatever and found he went to an address and he was
Or had a
fucking
ride
up.
share with some one person all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Something.
He was getting a hand job. He was getting a hand job. He was getting a fucking hand job.
He was
Yeah.
getting a hand job by a girl named Missy in the back seat.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Man sues dry cleaners for breaking satisfaction guaranteed promise. Says a dissatisfied customer sued a dry cleaner for $54 million for
Whoa.
allegedly misplacing his pants.
Dude, dry cleaners didn't
Allegedly.
have that much money. Like, damn.
But isn't
I like it.
What
isn't
kind
you
of
know
pants were these? Were they magical pants? Did they make his ass look like fucking gold?
They're like the shorts from American Dad that Roger wore. you know what I'm talking about?
They just made the bulge look just right. He could pick up any woman wearing these pants.
But only
He got
those
his
pants.
job in
Those
these
pants.
pants.
What was you going to say, Landon?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, okay, maybe the pants were like historical, like used by some famous movie actor, or like Michael Jackson
Napoleon
pants or something like that. But he'd have to be. I don't know if there's any pants that are actually that valuable.
Napoleon.
Ridiculous, man.
Napoleon.
Okay.
I can understand even.
Napoleon
so-
Dynamite.
Why are you
No,
stuck on
Napoleon, like
for?
the little guy that stuck his hand like this. His pants are probably that expensive.
It wasn't actually that small, by the
$54
way.
million worth. Goddamn.
Sure. I just watched something about some crazy eccentric German dude who got killed, and he sold like his shirt for a couple $1 million. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the
Adolf
pants
Hitler?
you were sent.
I'm pretty sure
but-
this was regular pants.
Yeah, probably, but he should have sued for the cost of the pants or the.
Yeah, you could
shouldn't have
sue for
sued.
some. Well, you could. Well, this is okay. Maybe you could sue for loss of clothes or
What
whatever.
if
Like,
they were like his grandpa's pants?
yeah, but
Grandpa's
I think y'all just looking way too deep in this goddamn pants situation.
Looking way too deep into these pants. Yeah, he should have just been like, "Hey, can you compensate me for my fucking pants? Let's not
I'm
get a
just
bunch
trying
of
to figure
lawyers
out-
involved in this. Let's just can I have some pants, please? Can you buy me a pair of pants? Can we just leave it at that, please? Ah, damn.
It's just,
I walked all this way. I came here without any pants. I was hoping to put these pants on, and now I don't have any pants. I'm here with my fucking dick in my hand. I look like an idiot. Come on, give me some pants.
that's hey, that happens.
Wow.
It happens though. It happens. Okay, so woman sues for false weather prediction.
What?
A woman from the Israel city of Haifa, whatever the fuck it is, sued well-known television weatherman Danny Rupp for a false weather forecast.
It's doing the weatherman, the guy who presents the news, not even the one who probably researches it. Damn, jeez.
Wow.
She got rained on, for God's sake, y'all. He said it was gonna be a sunny day and it
You
rained.
said it was gonna be sunny, and now it's raining, and I'm emotionally distraught and offended. Damn it!
Damn,
wore
dude.
white. I wore white, and I don't have a bra on. And I thought I was safe.
And the damn dry cleaners lost my pants on top of it all.
Yeah.
Man. So another student sues as well. He got an A, but he thought he deserved an A plus, so he sued him.
Shut up, really? How cocky do you have to be?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But oh, by the way, he was a student paralegal out of his mother's law office.
Mm.
So he sued the law offices.
He's got a bright future in law. If that's his
Yeah.
standards.
Apparently,
His mom probably got the summons to court and looked up like, you little son of a bitch.
We got one more. Mom confiscates son's phone. A 15-year-old boy in Spain sued his mother, claiming he was mistreated after she took his cell phone.
Let my son try.
What?
Let my son
You fucking with a boy's social life now.
Oh, yeah.
I hold his life in my hand.
You
He
can't
has
fuck with
no
your boy's
social
social
life
life.
without me. He can't drive. How's he gonna get anywhere anyway?
Can't
He's 15.
do shit.
Right. He still needs me. I keep trying to tell him that. I'm like, you don't got a job. You can't drive. Like, maybe be nice to me, and I'll take you places. Like,
Yeah, use that line from the Oranges and the Black. You don't own shit. You live by my grace.
yeah, it is. And One of them gets it, the other one does not.
True. So we got one more article that I'm gonna read, and then we'll probably, talk a few minutes for shit, and then we'll go. It says Florida man arrested for hanging dog by electrical cord and punching child.
Punching child? So he hung the dog and then punched a child? Was it like a... in Mortal Kombat?
Honey, listen. For tying electric cord around the dog's neck and hanging it because it was barking. Robert Edwards, 38, hung the dog until it was dead on Wednesday, January 29th. According to the Manatee County deputies, Edwards then woke up a child and told them to go outside and help him hide the dog's body. When the child saw the dog's body, he refused to help. According to the county deputies, Edwards then punched the child in the face.
Oh, that's awful. What the fuck? How old was the kid?
I don't say.
Man, every time I come on this show and I'm like, man, I've heard it all. Like, that's probably the most fucked up story I'll ever hear on the Morning Wood. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'll just wait until next time and I'll hear something more fucked up.
Well, I like to read the positive stories.
We
didn't know that there's still faith in humanity.
Was that also a pun, Pimpmunk, on the word pause?
Yeah.
Oh,
God. But yes, it was actually. I'm glad you caught that. But in this man's defense, he did politely ask the kid to help him, and the kid agreed to it.
Wow.
And then when the kid said, and then I'm fucking with y'all.
Well,
that's the contrarian opinion on this story. Yeah. Well,
that's what D would argue.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, that's what D would be saying.
Yeah, but this is a sorry piece of shit right here. Dude. First, he killed a puppy dog. He needs to be shot in the leg for killing a puppy dog. How dare you kill a puppy dog? And then he punched a little kid.
Yeah, who's the fuck, man?
He's just a shithead.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Landon. Why'd you do that?
I didn't. Do what? Anyway, no. I think yeah, he needs to go to prison where other people can help take care of his problem.
Yeah, he needs to be butt raped by a guy named Joe. He really does. Or Bubba or Bruce or whatever the fuck your name is. He needs a dick in his butt in prison.
True. Did you ever see that one picture of the guy in prison who they found out that he raped and killed his girlfriend's 1.5-year-old son or something? So 23 dudes or something lined up and just raped him and stabbed him all night long. And then he went to the infirmary, and when he got out of the infirmary and went back into general population, they lined up and they did it again. And they took a picture of it, of him standing against the wall in handcuffs. And you could see the stab wounds, all they were smart. They didn't go where his lungs were,
Yeah.
But then you could also just see the blood soaking through his pants. It was some inmate.
That's our prison
he
system
raped
in a
and
nutshell,
killed
honestly.
a 1.5-year-old.
Yeah, it is bad. It's real bad. They did. But vigilante justice isn't.
Right.
I agree. Yeah, it's never a good thing in my opinion.
That's
my opinion.
Half of me wants to say I think he deserves what he got, but the other half.
I'm not going to shed any tears for him. But
exactly.
But that's why I said when I didn't imply that he should go to prison and be tortured. I say he needs to go to prison and get help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was joking, but I said put a dick in his butt. But
yeah.
Oh, that's just what it reminded me of.
I agree.
Popped in my head.
I have the same emotions that Anime says. Half of me or one of y'all said that half of me fuck, and the other half's well, who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel sorry for him, but I also think vigilante justice is not right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Prison isn't. It's not supposed to. It. Yes, it's supposed to. You're supposed to serve out a punishment. Yes, but you're also. It's supposed to be rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Not in this country.
Some
I
people
want
I know,
to
but
say
that's what
it-
it's
I'm not
for.
saying that. Look, me personally, if it happened to my kid, I would fuck him up. But I'm speaking as an individual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, as far as speaking as a logical person, vigilante justice is not good. But I'm not saying that I wouldn't do vigilante justice because I actually have.
Right.
I beat the fuck out of a dude one time to rape a kid. So yeah. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm Mr. Good Guy and wouldn't do something like that. I'm just saying, thinking logically, it's not the right thing.
Right.
I agree with that.
Logical human, just human,
Yeah.
that's not okay to do to another human. Like,
But I've done some fucked
Yeah.
up shit.
yeah.
I told a
Sometimes
story
you gotta do.
yesterday. And I told a story yesterday, and everybody's like, you need to write a book, Pimpmunk. You need to write a book.
You told a couple good ones, actually.
Yeah, a couple. I told some stories yesterday. But before we go, we got a few more minutes. Do want to remind everybody tomorrow on the show, we got Jeff Holiday, Skep Talk Live, and I think Frank's from the Geek Room is also going to be joining. So we got a full boat. We got a full boat of guests tomorrow, and Animancer, and of course Bulls and Missy will be here.
I will.
Yeah, and I will molest Jeff Holiday live on camera.
Oh damn.
Now I have to be here. Holy
Allegedly.
shit.
Allegedly. We need to see more tips. We got 7 minutes. Let's see.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on.
$100 a minute.
Are you not entertained?
We need to see at least $200, man. We made like 53.
I mean, we spent all this time trying to rationalize these crazy lawsuits just for your
I'm going to sue
Entertainment.
you guys for not tipping.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You
Yeah.
don't give me money, I'll take all your money.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give all your lawsuits to you. I want some chocolate milk right now, really bad.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
I'm a chocolate milk addict, dude. I can't lie. I'm on like
Milk
it's
Tendies.
chocolate milk and tendies.
I've been getting into drinking more chocolate milk recently too. It's weird. Yeah.
My
like- I
youngest
like-
loves it.
I love dark.
Ah, I knew you were going there.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Look how satisfied he is with himself too. God damn.
Basically, I was saying I like African American pussy.
Yeah, you look at him.
Anyways.
I'm happy about it.
Oh.
Which I like all pussy. I don't discriminate, but Caucasian twat's pretty good too. Why am I talking like this? I don't know.
Need some chalky milk.
I need some choc milk. That's what my uncle always used to say. Choc milk. But anyways, it's Tommy from the Bronx. So we got like 5 minutes left. So, Landon, how was your weekend?
Well, it was pretty good. I spent on Sunday with some friendly Canadians. We had some wine and some good food, some healthy snacks, and that was a pretty good
Healthy
deal.
snacks. Fuck healthy snacks, man. Super Bowl, you're supposed to eat goddamn greasy ass hot wings and a small child.
Was there a game on? I didn't know about that.
There was a game. And I was glad that Kansas City won because San Francisco beat Green Bay to keep them out of the Super Bowl. And fuck them.
Fair enough.
Fuck them. Yeah. But it was a great comeback. That fourth quarter, man, that quarterback played.
It was.
And so it was one of those. I mean, I guess you have to say it was a good game.
It was
Right?
a good game.
There was not a lot of really, bad calls. It was, a close game for most of the game. So, in that sense, it was entertaining. More entertaining than the halftime show, perhaps. Ooh, did I say that?
Yes. And yes.
Why am I froze on there?
Good question. Oh. It
I'm
moved.
just there.
I'm not on
Lagging for a
YouTube. Oh well, I guess I'm straight now. I'm straight.
And then Saturday I did a lot of coding. So writing writing C code. So I had fun time on Saturday. Well, how about your weekend?
It was a weekend. It was what it was. My most exciting moment was watching the Super Bowl. I did nothing else. Masturbated a few times.
Oh,
There you go.
so it's good.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I sure did smoke one.
Oh, God. You didn't watch it? What's wrong with you, boy?
No, I'm just fucking around. I just want to make a joke. I did watch a little bit.
Oh, you did watch it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, there was it was a good game. It was a decent game. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a beast. Now, he did not have a great game for the first 3 quarters. He really did not. He kind of was bad. He kind of played bad, but then in the 4th quarter, he stepped up and just was like amazing.
He did good.
Yeah, he was amazing. So, anyways, Landon Forehead Bowling said hello.
Oh, hello there, Bolin, sir. Good to hear from you, and I hope you are doing well.
We got 3 minutes to make $300. Do it, somebody now.
Tip,
Come on,
tip,
guys.
tip, tip, tip.
Tip.
Do
God
it.
damn it.
Please.
You know you want.
Yeah. Give me the tip, please. Or, well, not me, him. You know what I mean. Give us the tip.
Put it in the Streamlabs, damn it.
Yeah.
I'll put it in your Streamlab.
Oh, damn.
The 4th quarter is honestly the most important one. Well, it depends if it's the most important one, actually. But yeah, it was last night for them.
It definitely was.
I didn't watch it. Don't give a fuck about sports. Well, that's your problem, Spec, not mine. That's your issue. You need to go to therapy for. Because if you don't like sports, something's wrong with jazz. I'm just saying.
Mm.
Wahida says you can lick my tip.
Yeah. Lick my morning wood.
No.
Oh, damn.
Medusa, that's inappropriate. This is a child-friendly show. Come on, have
I'm
This
sorry.
is a child-friendly show.
some class. Damn.
So PT Ham just gave $100. Thank you, buddy, very much. Appreciate it, bud.
That is real. Thank you, PT. That's really
PT,
helpful.
you're
for,
amazing.
A great one, a good one. We needed it. Woo. I
Thanks,
appreciate
buddy.
it very much. Yeah, thank you so much. So we got 1 minute. So remember, guys, tomorrow Jeff Holiday, Skep Talk Live, and possibly Frank from the Geek Room will be on the show. I want to thank Landon and Medusa for joining us today.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun being on the line with you, Lisa, and of course MissyAnn, and of course Adamancer, and the great Bools, whatever binary or non-binary value you currently are.
Yeah.
Nice to officially meet you. I've always
Oh, you two have never been on before together? I didn't know
I don't
that.
think so.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we just
Yeah.
Fun.
introduced
I know.
Landon.
I was in the chat when Landon was out visiting Red Eye, and you guys took over Shab's stream while he
Yes.
went to go get beer.
Yeah.
I remember that was like the first time that I like
Oh,
you and I
yeah.
had ever like actually interacted, because I remember I was in
That
the
was-
chat with you were talking about wine, and I told you my favorite was a certain Cabernet Sauvignon, because I love red wine. So
Yeah.
My
that
favorite
was the first
wine
I just
is Maker's Mark.
and I just had an amazing wine. That was one of the things that you're talking about for healthy snacks. Countering that, of course, is great wine.
Mm.
And it was extraordinary wine. It was Morgan wine from Santa Lucia Highlands in California. It's a nice red wine, and it's just extraordinary in terms of its boldness, flavor, great sustain.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend it.
I'm a bitch
these
when it
folks.
comes to wine.
So
You're just a
that's-
bitch,
that's
period.
stuff.
What are you talking about?
that's
Okay.
the wine right there.
Morgan, there you go.
Highly recommend it.
I highly recommend a good wine called bourbon.
It's Bocanugan Vineyard is the
okay.
winery.
All right. Yeah, well, it's been a good show. I appreciate you guys for joining. I appreciate everybody watching and tipping and sharing and liking and all that good shit. Make sure you check out tomorrow. And we all know who's gay. It's Red Eye.